Hey, check out this neat trick with React's strict mode. Imagine you've got a component, like our simple My component here, which just logs to the console when it renders. Now, if we wrap it in strict mode, watch this, it re-renders twice in development mode. That's on purpose. It helps catch sneaky bugs that might occur during re-renders, like impure components messing with states and effects. It's like having a little development assistant that nudges you to clean up your code before it goes live. Cool, right? Hey, check out this neat React feature called strict mode. I've got this use effect hook that adds an event listener, see? But I originally forgot to include a cleanup function for when the component unmounts. With strict mode, use effect runs twice in development and immediately shows me if I am missing cleanup logic. Look. After adding the cleanup code, our app no longer has issues with lingering event listeners. It's great for catching these kinds of bugs early on. Did you remember those old lifecycle methods we used before hooks in React? Well, here, we've got a class component called myOldComponent using unsafe_component will mount. It's a method that React plans to deprecate, but check it out. By wrapping the component in strict mode, React gives us a helpful warning in the console. This way, we catch these outdated patterns super early while we're still coding. It's like having an extra set of eyes to remind us to update our code, isn't that cool? So, there's this old way of referencing elements in React class components using strings, you know? But React's strict mode is like a watchful guardian that points out when we're using outdated stuff. Here we've got a component using the modern create_ref API instead. It creates a ref when the component is constructed, and we can access it using this myRefCurrent, simple as that. Strict mode won't complain now, since everything's up to date. It's a neat way to keep our code clean and avoid future headaches. Hey, have you ever run into issues using some third-party libraries with React's strict mode? Strict mode is awesome for catching bugs early in development, but it can cause trouble with some libraries that aren't prepared for its extra checks and re-renders. Let me show you a workaround. If a library component doesn't play nice inside less than strict mode greater than, you can simply render it outside, like this. Just isolate the problematic component, and everything should work smoothly without losing the benefits of less than strict mode greater than for the rest of your app. Hey, did you know that when you use strict mode in React while developing your app, it actually does this thing where it renders components twice? It's super helpful for catching mistakes early on, but yeah, it might make things feel a bit slower. The cool part? This double rendering only happens in development mode, so when you build your app for production, there's no extra performance hit at all. So you get the best of both worlds. Bug catching without slowing down your live app. Starting a new project, it's super wise to wrap your application in React's strict mode. Just look at this code snippet. It's like a safety net for catching common issues early on. You see, by simply enclosing the app component within strict mode, you're prepping your project for the future. It nudges you towards best practices and warns you about deprecated features before they cause headaches. It's like having a development guardian angel, making sure your app is on the straight and narrow from day one. Check this out. If we want to be selective about using strict mode in our React app, we can wrap just the parts we want with it. Look at this code snippet where only a specific component is under strict mode's watchful eye. You see, we're wrapping less than component with strict mode, greater than with less than React. Strict mode greater than, which means only this component is being checked for potential issues. Header and footer are just chilling outside, unaffected. It's a neat way to focus our debugging efforts where we need them most, without the whole app being scrutinized. Hey, so you've got to see how strict mode in React is like a trusty sidekick for your codebase. It's all about ensuring everything is top-notch and ready for the future of React, like the cool concurrent mode and suspense features. Think of it as a code coach that helps you spot potential issues early on. When you wrap components in strict mode, it's like giving them a compatibility checkup, making sure they're fit for any new React updates or patterns that come out. Hey, imagine we have this nifty timer component in our app. It ticks every second, right? But what happens if it gets removed from the screen and no one tells it to stop? It could continue updating the state in the background, causing some sneaky bugs. Now, thanks to React strict mode, we catch these errors early on. By wrapping the timer in strict mode, React simulates mounting and unmounting during development, highlighting issues like forgotten cleanups. So we add a cleanup function in useEffect to clear the interval, and voila, the bug is squashed.